You know, it's hard to have a Monday without diving into some quarterback talk, right? Especially when you're dealing with a city like Seattle, where football memories run deep and the fans carry stories worth sharing. So here I am, out in the Pacific Northwest covering a baseball game, Pirates versus Mariners. And honestly, the score might not have been what the Pirates hoped for, but the real story came from the people I met in the stands. What's fascinating about these kind of expat fans is that they don't just follow one team blindly. They carry their loyalties across multiple sports and franchises, sometimes following 3 teams at once, balancing their passions like a juggling act. But inevitably, the conversation circles back to football, and it's impossible not to think about the last time the Steelers played in this city. If you weren't paying attention that New Year's Eve, let me paint a picture for you. Mason Rudolph, wearing the black and gold, put on a show that evening, one that still resonates with those who witnessed it firsthand. It wasn't about piling up massive yardage. He finished with just 152 yards passing, but it was about precision, calm under pressure, and a moment of sheer athletic brilliance that people still talk about. He completed 18 of 20 attempts, a near-perfect clip, and threw a touchdown pass that capped off a performance of poise and skill. But the real highlight? That unforgettable moment when he hung back in the pocket, waited patiently, then launched a pass to George Pickens, who made an incredible leap. A catch so spectacular, it seemed almost impossible. That catch was a testament to timing, trust, and raw athleticism. Everything you want to see from your quarterback and his receiver. Now, I was actually planning to talk about something else today, but this little memory just begged to be shared. Mason Rudolph is still here, folks, and despite the ups and downs, he's still very much a part of the story moving forward. You might wonder why I'm bringing him up now, especially when the spotlight is often on the starters and the big names. The reason is simple. Your starting quarterback is 41 years old. Yes, that's right. He's going to turn 42 by December. He missed nearly the entire 2023 season due to that brutal Achilles injury, and while he came back strong enough to start all 17 games in 2024, the reality is that he was dealing with injuries and pain throughout. Reports from beat writers covering the Jets make it clear that he played through a lot, showed grit, toughness, a refusal to back down even when maybe he should have been on the sidelines resting and hailing. So when you think about the future, and the possibility that the same situation might happen again, it's clear that the Steelers will need a reliable backup who can step in without missing a beat, and that's where Mason Rudolph comes in. His role may not be glamorous, and he might not get the headlines every week, but the truth is he has carried himself with professionalism and dedication that commands respect. He's done all the studying or the film work with the coaching staff. And judging by what I've seen of him interacting with Arthur Smith and, yes, even Aaron Rodgers during minicamp, he's ready. More than just being ready physically and mentally, there's a level of trust that's been built. The coaches know he can execute, the teammates know he's dependable, and Mason himself understands his place on this team. What happened in Seattle recently really showed the dynamics of this quarterback room. Everyone saw how the season unfolded, and why the Steelers general manager Omar Khan reached out to Mason with a clear message. We need you to be ready if the starter can't go. That kind of open and honest communication is rare in professional sports, and it sets the tone for a locker room that feels united rather than divided. There's no drama, no tension simmering beneath the surface. Instead, you have 4 new quarterbacks walking into a room with fresh energy. Will Howard and Skylar Thompson join Mason Rudolph and Aaron Rodgers, creating a quarterback group that's as much about potential and growth as it is about immediate contribution. And it's important to remember this. Aaron Rodgers is the starter. There's no question about that. No debate. Everyone, including Mason, knows it. Mason was told directly what his role would be, and he accepted it with professionalism. That clarity of role removes distractions and allows everyone to focus on what they do best. For the Steelers, having a quarterback room that is friction-free, built on trust and clear expectations, can make a massive difference over the long grind of the NFL season. This is a fresh start in many ways. Gone are the days when there was some push and pull between quarterbacks in that room, like what happened when Russell Wilson and Justin Fields shared time. Sure, they got along well enough, but there was an undercurrent of competition mixed with the head coach's preference for one player over the other. Now, all 4 quarterbacks here are new faces, with their own stories, talents, and ambitions. There's a sense of equality and a blank slate that invites collaboration instead of rivalry, and Mason Rudolph, who has seen it all before, is perfectly positioned to be a steadying presence. He's been through the grind of the NFL, knows what it takes to prepare, and he understands the importance of being ready at any moment. When that call comes, whether it's in the first game or halfway through the season, Mason will be ready to step up and lead without hesitation. So while the spotlight will undoubtedly shine brightest on Aaron Rodgers and the new faces in the quarterback group, never underestimate the value of a veteran like Mason Rudolph. His story, his resilience, and his commitment are all part of the bigger picture. It's a reminder that in football, sometimes the unsung heroes play the most crucial roles behind the scenes. Now, let's shift the focus a bit and talk about a player who has meant a great deal to the Steelers organization over the past several years, Minkah Fitzpatrick. When discussing the legacy of players and their impact on a franchise, it's easy to get caught up in recent performances or a few down seasons, but with Minkah, it's important to take a step back and look at the full picture. His resume with the Steelers is impressive, and honestly, it demands serious consideration for the team's Hall of Honor. Let's break down some of the numbers and achievements that make Minkah stand out. He's a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, which in itself speaks volumes about his consistency and excellence on the field. Being named a first-team All-Pro 3 times further highlights that he wasn't just good. He was elite in his position, regarded as one of the very best defensive backs in the league during his peak years. Beyond the accolades, the impact he made during games was tangible. 18 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery return for a touchdown. Those are game-changing plays that swing momentum and often determine the outcome of tight contests. Not to mention, he had 3 pick sixes. A statistic that really shines a spotlight on his ability to not just defend, but turn defense into offense in spectacular fashion. But the stats only tell part of the story. Minkah was also a leader on and off the field. He spent several years as a team captain, a role that carries weight beyond just performance. It's about how you conduct yourself in the locker room, how you motivate your teammates, and how you represent the franchise's values. Minkah carried himself with professionalism and class, always showing respect for the game and for those around him. Even as his production dipped in recent seasons compared to his earlier years from 2019 to 2022, it would be unfair and inaccurate to place the blame squarely on his shoulders. Football is a team sport, and performance is influenced by a multitude of factors. Coaching schemes, changes in personnel, injuries, and overall team dynamics. The reality is that NFL careers are notoriously short, and the window to leave a lasting impact is even narrower. Minkah made a massive impact during his time with the Steelers, and that's something that shouldn't be overlooked just because of a couple of less impressive years. The Steelers organization and its fans owe it to themselves to celebrate his contributions rather than diminish them. There's absolutely no reason to kick a player to the curb when the facts clearly show he was a significant part of the team's success for multiple seasons. It's also important to recognize that football trades aren't always about gaining immediate wins on paper. Sometimes it's about building for the future, addressing needs, and finding the right fit for all parties involved. The hope, and honestly my belief, is that Minkah finds his form again with Miami. If he's put in a role closer to the line of scrimmage, where he can use his instincts and athleticism to their fullest, there's every chance he can rack up interceptions and defensive touchdowns, reminding everyone of the player he once was. And that should be celebrated, not held against him. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could become one of the most jaw-dropping moves of the NFL offseason, rumors are swirling around the possibility of Tyreek Hill joining the Pittsburgh Steelers. A transfer that would not only shake up the AFC, but also go down as the biggest signing in the storied franchise's history. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Steelers front office is exploring aggressive avenues to bring the explosive wide receiver to Pittsburgh in a move that signals the team's intent to return to championship contention. While no official confirmation has been made, whispers around the league indicate that conversations have intensified in recent weeks, with both sides reportedly showing interest in making the deal happen. Hill, widely regarded as one of the fastest and most dynamic playmakers in the game, would bring a new dimension to the Steelers' offense. With his elite speed, route running, and game-breaking ability, he could be the missing piece in Pittsburgh's offensive puzzle, particularly with the team searching for a spark to support its evolving quarterback situation. Pairing Hill with young talents like George Pickens and Najee Harris could instantly elevate the unit into one of the most feared in the league. Of course, such a move would come with a hefty price tag. Hill is under contract with the Miami Dolphins, and prying him away would likely require a substantial trade package or financial maneuvering. Still, given the Steelers' cap space and recent organizational shifts, some insiders believe the team is willing to make a bold splash to reignite its Super Bowl aspirations. While nothing is set in stone and official channels remain silent, the buzz is growing louder. Could Tyreek Hill be donning the black and gold this season? For now, it remains a tantalizing possibility. But if this rumor becomes reality, it will mark a turning point not only for the Steelers, but for the entire league. Stay tuned. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.